Begin. Okay. Okay, we'll continue sloka number 39 today. We discussed 37 and 38 last week. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sloka number 39. Kulakshaye pranasyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme naste kulam krishnam adharmo bhivavatutaha. Translation purport given by His Divine Guru Sri Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family members become involved in irreligion. Purport. In the system of Varnashrama institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family beginning from birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop. The remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadhamayam Tadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pungam langayate girim. Vitkripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, this is a very interesting shloka which tells us or which shows us the heart of a pure devotee, of how Arjuna here is actually thinking. How is he actually perceiving that? Very important. Because he has a situation in his life. Or what is that situation? The situation is to fight. Initially he was agreeing to that. But now after seeing his family members, his teachers, his friends, he says that I cannot do this, which is quite natural. Arjuna cannot do this. He would really no. He's giving reasons also. See, this is the difference, dear devotees. If you actually see, uh, there are difference. So let's say, for example, my opinion is one thing, and then the other person's opinion is something else. His way of seeing the truth is different, and for example, my way of seeing the truth is different. I'm just giving an example. But how do I know that the his way and my way is little different? The moment I discuss with him, then I'll understand. Oh, this is how he's thinking like this. This is how he's perceiving like this. For example, let's say the same Bhagavad Gita or any other scripture, or let's say Bhagavatam. No, a person will actually understand through his experiences, through his knowledge, because not everyone will accept the same truth in the same way which our acharyas accepted. If a person is accepting in that way, that is the greatest way. There is no pinpoint to that. But we actually see that one person will accept in one way, other person will accept in some other way. Now, why is like that? Because that is how that person has been grown. For example, if I see a knife, if Mataji would see a knife, she would cut vegetables. But a person, if his mentality is so different, he'll use it to hurt others. The same knife, it can be used in different way, and then that same knife, a doctor is also using it. What is that doctor using it? He's helping the other person so that his health is improved. That same knife only. That means the object is same, but the way seeing the object is different. So please understand here. Here Duryodhana, he's not worried of what's going to happen to the family members. He's not thinking about that. His perception is not that. His perception is only to get the kingdom. He doesn't have anything else. Please understand, this is very important actually. Because, but Arjuna, what is he doing is thinking about the other person. Now, who thinks about the other person? Only sadhu, only pure devotees think about others. And if you see, Krishna spoke these teachings to Arjuna only, not to Duryodhana. Because Krishna knows that he is not in a position to even hear. Because he doesn't know, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the intricacies and the nuances of them. So Lord simply omitted him. But he spoke to whom? He spoke to Arjuna. Why? Because that is his qualities are beautiful. What is he doing? He's thinking about others. So please understand this. He's telling is Prabhupada explains here in this purport that he's actually telling. He's telling what? He's telling that, oh, what's gonna happen? Because generally the homes are actually maintained by the elderly person. If I kill all of those people, if I kill all of those personalities, then who will teach, who will train the next generation? Very interesting actually, and very logical also. Because, for example, if the father the things, but they cannot see the things how his father was seeing. Please understand that is what Guru Parampara is. What is Guru Parampara? They will not just to take it, but they'll show us how to take it. They are already taking it. They will also inspire us how and in which way I should take it. That is a difference actually. So here, Krishna, he says, Imam vivasata yogam proktamam ham avyam. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsaya vidyam. Oh, my dear Arjuna, I've spoken this truth millions of lifetimes before, millions of years back before to Sun God Vivasvan. The same instruction, the same teachings of the Gita was being spoken. And then that was being given or being distributed to the next generation, next generation, next generation. But somehow right now it is distorted. That means the chain connection got moved. There's no connection anymore. And then Krishna says, now I'm telling you again. Because what? To re-establish that connection. So the Lord comes again and again to re-establish that. Or he sends his representatives again and again to re-establish that. Re-establish what? Re-establish the absolute truth. Because this truth which we are hearing here and is understanding, this is only solace, dear devotees, in this world. Because what it does is it removes the nescience from the heart. Because it is not easy to to think about others. That perception will not come. That perception is gifted. If the person who has the mentality of Duryodhana, if these words have been spoken, then they say, "Oh, what is this? For kingdom, you should kill them. Through hook or crook, you should figure out that. What is this? The Varna Shrama, Varna Sankara, or what is this? The family tradition has been distorted. The people will be, distorted, or women will have problems seeing that thing. What is this? He will not think that because his entire consciousness is filled with what? His entire consciousness is filled with मुझे क्या मिलेगा? क्या मिलेगा मुझे? What will I get? That is his entire consciousness. This is a consciousness of a conditioned soul. No matter what happens, no matter what you give to them, still they come to the same thing. Just like a dog, no matter you keep the dog in, on a throne, on a palanquin, but if you show a bone, it will immediately come from that. Because that is a nature. No matter where a person is, whatever his nature is, he will do that. For example, on the other side, if you send a pure devotee to Africa, what he does the same thing. He speaks about Krishna. He speaks about the glories of the spiritual master. That's what he does. That's his business. He has no other business. Because he cannot, if we see through the life of Srila Prabhupada, where even in the Jaladuta, he was trying to, because he celebrated Janmashtami, Jaladuta. He calls everyone, okay, come, come, come. Let us discuss about the Lord. Krishna Katha. Let us discuss. That's what he did. There's nothing else in their life other than that. Even though he has difficulties, doesn't he have difficulties? He tells, yes, I have so many difficulties. But what he did what all the acharyas did, giving that ahituki, apriyata, that causeless mercy to everyone. So likewise here, Arjuna, he's been in a particular state. He's thinking, if I kill this, if I kill all these people, it's a big number also. We discussed late few weeks back. But how many people were there? 64 crores people died. The battlefield of Kurukshetra. That's a big number. So that's likewise he's thinking, really? Should I kill all of these people? Really? For that kingdom, should I want this? He's thinking. He's really thinking, should I really want this? Should I really aspire for this? Please, can you please tell me? I don't want this. If you technically say there's so many people being killed, that means the entire dynasties are gone, the family's tradition is gone. Everything is gone. Now, how is that? This is called as introspection. It's checking. Arjuna is checking what he's seeing the situations and then he's thinking about it. This is a greatness. Because only a pure devotee can think about others, dear devotees. That Arjuna is showing here. Now, no doubt, Arjuna is in a difficult state. Of difficult state of what? He has attachments. But that attachments are not just mere attachments, but those attachments, see here, he's actually thinking about others. The attachments are also different levels, different grades. One attachment can be completely for ourselves. But here his attachment is not like that. His attachment is on he's thinking about the other person. That kya hoga mujhe? What will happen to these people? That's completely on a selfless plane. But still, dear devotees, If you actually think about, if you actually see about this, it is it is great shelter. Please understand this. What is he doing? As he is in a pure plane, he's seeing pure. His vision is different. And nobody can see like that. This is very deep actually. Arjuna seeing through that vision is something profound. It's not unnatural. It's something profound. It's not unnatural. But here, so if you see another aspect here, he is discussing all of these things, but still his heart is not happy. Just understand. He's on a selfless plane. First thing is on a selfless plane. He's actually grateful to his grandfather Vishmadev. Through that gratitude, he says that I cannot do this. And he would see his teacher, who's like kind of a military teacher, kind of like school teacher, is not the spiritual master, but he's a teacher for him. Dronacharya, he's seeing him also, and then through that vision, now he's thinking all the things which Dronacharya has done to him. He's seeing all the things which Bhishma Dev has done to him, and he would see all his friends, and then he started thinking, do I really need this? Do I really need this? No, here another aspect which we discussed last week also. He's not thinking, "Arey, this Duryodhana is very sinful because he used us so much. He kept us down. He was trying to kill us. He was trying to do so many. He gave us so many problems." Now, very interesting aspect is Arjuna is not thinking about that. Please understand this. I remember my spiritual master telling, he tells that you when you see this, Arjuna is not actually is not actually, his vision is not that completely, but he can keep his vision there also, where all the problems, oh, this person has done that, this person has done this, he can keep that vision over there, but he did not do that. That is a greatness of Arjuna. That is the reason, these are the qualities why Arjuna was the candidate to hear Bhagavad Gita, not others, because his qualities are very deep. He's very submissive. Because he has submission, that is why he turned towards the Lord. That's why first chapter teaches us so many things actually. First chapter Gita, if whoever understands that, oh, his life, he will understand the entire Gita. That's why we need to prepare. What are we trying to do is we are trying to nail the foundation to understand the principles of the Lord. Because right now the principles of Lord are not yet there. Principles of the Lord means the teachings of Gita. The Lord will give instruction from chapter 2. You're in chapter 1, right? The Lord is not, he did not speak. But before that, we need to actually cultivate that consciousness which Arjuna has. When we cultivate that consciousness, what happens? Then we can understand. Understand what? Understand the truth, which the Lord is revealing. And he only reveals to these kind of people who are in that state. But if you actually closely observe, our acharyas are so merciful, so merciful, so merciful that even though we do not have these qualities, still they give it to us. Still they give it to us. That's a beauty actually. That's why we should be indebted to them always, eternally. If Srila Prabhupada did not took all this trouble to write, then what can we understand? If his pure followers are not there in our life, then how can we know this? We cannot know. At least myself, I cannot know. Because To know something, a person has to be there. If you see Arjuna, Arjuna's Nashtam Moha Smritril Labdha, he says, now, my dear Lord, at the end of Gita, he says, my dear Lord, all my illusion is dissipated. And he says, Karisha Vachananta, I will do it. I will just do it. I will fight. But now, what is his state of consciousness? Perplexed, dualities. He has a lot of anxiety now. Why? No doubt he's thinking about the others. But if you see another aspect, there is no Lord in that. He's speaking about this, that, so many other things, but there is no Lord in. But he's not asking, is my father be happy with that? That's why one will be perplexed also. This is also another lesson. The moment when the Lord and the spiritual master, when they are not there, and the acharyas are not there in one's life, then the life is in perplexity. Then the life is in anxiety. Then we be depressed. That's what happened to Arjuna. It's a very perfect arrangement actually. Just by seeing Arjuna, we can know everything. Just by understanding chapter 1, we will get everything. You will understand why there are problems in my life. Why am I not moving forward? You will understand that. So many ways. Because that's what happened to Arjuna here. Dear devotees, we lead a life. We lead a life. We have this, that, so many things in our way of seeing this world. We do those things, but even after doing all of those things, still there is somewhere in the corner of the heart that that thing will come, that somehow I'm not happy here in this world. No, we have some certain responsibilities. Those responsibilities will keep us away from this for some time. But eventually, when that responsibilities are completed, still again after that we think about it. We go and reflect our heart. I'm practicing Krishna consciousness since many years now. What's happening? What's going on? Where there is a problem? Just like Arjuna, after this instance, he would understand. Yes, I know this, but somehow he knows all the essence of the scriptures also. Please understand, it's not like Arjuna doesn't know anything. He knows, but still he's looking for that solace. He's looking for that satisfaction in the heart. Likewise, we also, dear devotees. Arjuna is in this chapter, he's actually representing all of us. Actually, we are representing him. Why? Because he's showing when we do not turn towards the Lord, then what kind of calamities and issues we have are discussed. If you see in every logic and reason Arjuna is presenting, there is no Krishna. Please understand that. There is no Krishna actually. There is no presence of the Lord. That is the reason of bafflement. Likewise, we do so many things in this world, but in not everything there is presence of the Lord. We don't do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. There are certain things we do it for ourselves. That is a cause for bandhana. That's what Krishna says, karma bandhana. What is the bandhana? The bandhana is what? The binding. We are bounded through the actions. Because what are we doing? We are doing it for ourselves. It is sad, but it is truth. It is little sad actually. Because why are we doing it for ourselves? We also don't know. If a person was being asked, oh, why are you doing it like this? He says, I don't know. One time a person was being asked, what was that person? I think this happened in 2001 or 99. This happened in New Jersey. What happened was, uh, there was a child, there were like two children. They were like children in the sense like they were like ninth grade, 10th grade or so. What happened was, they were, those days, the technology was not so advanced, but the video games were very prevalent. They had video game stores those days, a lot of stores. Now you don't see because the technology is advanced so much. So in that video game store, the children have purchased the video game. What that video game is to kill people. Is to do what? Is to kill people. That is a game. You have joysticks in those days. We used to, we have joysticks, right? Through the joysticks they have, buttons. Through that button, if one presses one button, the other person will, the bullet will go into the other person. And then if one presses another button, he will throw a big bomb. And then through that bomb, the entire area is vanquished. And they were so absorbed in that. Through that absorption, through that association, what they got was, their heart, their mind was actually looking, "Arey, we did it so much on the video game, we want to do it live. I want to do it live." And somehow they've got something, and then they blasted someplace. What happened in New Jersey? And then the child was being, the kids were being asked, "Why did you do this?" Then their answer was this: "We have seen everything on a 3D, and we want to do it externally." Okay, you want to do it, but why? He says, "We don't know." The children have said they don't know. They don't know why they did that. And then even after that, now they go to the jail for committing that mistake. But still they don't know why they did that. There's another child in the sense like 20 years or so. He was so upset with his mother. One day he took up the action and he knocked her head. She's gone on the spot. The mother was dead. And then the person was being asked, "Why did you do this to your mother?" He says, "I don't know. I just did it." Because there's so many things in this world, dear devotees. Through that emotion, through that passion and ignorance, they just do certain things. And then even to repent, there is nothing after that. So the consciousness is very dangerous actually. People do not think about the consciousness a lot. They think about the actions. They do not think about the consciousness. They do not think about the what's going to happen next, which is what Arjuna is thinking. 99% aren't does nobody has this. No one has these qualities actually. Because who would think about the other person? No one. That's what Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. He says this is a quality of Arjuna. He's actually analyzing the situation, assessing the circumstances in which he's been kept, and then he's conveying it to Krishna. To whom is he speaking? He's speaking to Krishna. That Krishna, how can I kill these people? He's not just doing haphazardly. He's not just doing like that. Oh, let's do it. There's a woman going, just watch her for some netrananda, satisfaction to the eyes. Just watch her. Just see her. We're not we're not thinking, what's gonna happen, what is the, you know, what's gonna happen to me after that. We cannot see the future. We it's so absorbed that we want to get that happiness at that moment itself. The momentary happiness does not give full satisfaction. It is just a momentary thing. It's not a complete thing. But whoever thinks about the future, that's what we should do. We should understand, मैं किधर जा रहा हूँ? Where am I heading to? Which direction am I heading? I'm already in my 60s. How much more time I have in this body? What can be done? Am I chanting sincerely? Am I chanting attentively? Am I chanting? Am I doing this for the pleasure of the Lord? I'm doing this for the pleasure of the spiritual master. How am I doing this? This is what perceiving the future. This actually is what perceiving the future is. Please understand that. Because when this is understood, then we make a lot of progress. That's what Arjuna is doing, because it's these questions gave him an opportunity to submit himself. If he was not thinking in this way, he would never have been submitted to the Lord. Because he would never get that state of confusion, of completely he is so depressed actually. But he knows through those difficulties where one should go, through those calamities where what one should do. That's actually a difficult situation. We might not get that kind of difficult situation which Arjuna received, but we'll get one thing. What is that one thing? We might not get similar things, but we will also get some difficulties. So through the difficulties, we will understand. Basically, this is where giving our independence comes. How we are using our independence is what the progress is. In which way I'm using my independence? Am I using it to please the Lord? Then that's well and good. Then you advance. Or am I using the independence for my own thing? Then there is a problem. Then we digress. We don't progress, but we digress. This is what, dear devotees, in Krishna consciousness, we always come in two states. We either advance or we digress. There is no staying in between. One cannot stay in between. The sadhaka will continuously advance, or the sadhaka can continuously go away from the process. So this is always there. Up until one goes to the spiritual world, it's always there. Gopakumara, when he was being taken to the spiritual world, he was being given different stops. Now he goes to Indraloka, he goes to heavenly planets, and then he was halted there for some time. That means a test for him. What is the test? If he likes this place, the surroundings, which is great, which is very netrananda, one can actually. One second. Okay. So the netrananda which is there, if one is satisfied with that, then Gopakumara would have been kept there only. He would have been left there. Oh, okay. Oh, you like this place? Oh, you really like it? Yes, yes, yes. Then they're kept there. That means if a person who is elevating his consciousness, he should elevate continuously. There is not like, oh, let me just relax here. Because naturally he aspires for that elevation. Because naturally, what is he trying to do? Naturally, he's trying to establish that. What is that? Because he aspires to go to the spiritual world. But for that, he's ready to do anything. For that, he's ready to improve his consciousness, his state of mind. For that, he's ready to do that. So likewise, when Gopakumar was being kept there, he was just watching everything. It was so fascinating for him. But in that fascination, he's unable to see the Lord there. Then he asks, where is Krishna here? Where are his devotees here? He says, there's no Krishna devotees here. Then he immediately says, I cannot stay here. See here, dear devotees, this is the state which one aspires for. Please understand, this is not like something out of picture. This is Gopakumara is different and we are different. No, 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 it's for us. For us also, the Lord so mercifully presented that Leela so that we can really understand with what attitude I should be. For example, if we go to some new place and then, oh, this is great, oh, this is so nice, then what happens? We are fixed there, where our consciousness is fixed there. For example, you went to a big home, they have everything in that home, you do not have it in your home. Then we are fixed up in that. Oh, then we think about that. Then we have a desire. Oh, let me also have that. We think about that. अरे उनको बड़ा है मेरा छोटा है. They are big, mine is small. Let me aspire for that. This is what a person see. What is what? It's a mere difference in this in the consciousness, in the thought process. That is what is happening to Arjuna here. He's seeing everyone, he's knowing everyone, he's trying to understand that, and then through that understanding, what is he telling? Oh, I cannot do this. I hope you're understanding. So, what is happening is, in one state, we become absorbed in that. We will be fixed up in that. We're seeing that, oh, this is like fascination. Just like the children, they were fascinated. They were playing that video games and then they wanted to do this explosion, which they did. They blown up the Walmart store. Hare Krishna. They want to see that in 3D, in real picture, real. What is that inspiration? The association. They were taking that kind of association. How does one get addiction, dear devotees? Is so merciful. He fulfills those desires. Fire for. That's what she does. That is the nature of this world actually. It will completely baffle up. The time, the material nature will take away the time from us by giving the allurements of this world. So many allurements. Duryodhana has been given that. He's completely blinded. He's not saying, these many people will be killed. See, Duryodhana also spoke at the beginning of Gita. But he's not speaking like, oh, a lot of people will die. This will happen to them. That will happen to them. He's not thinking in those lines. Because his only aspiration is what? His only vyavasayatmika buddhi is what? His only aspiration, kya milega mujhe? What will I get? How can I retain my kingdom? That is what he's thinking. Even while when he was poisoning Bhima, that is what he thought. He want to become superior. Why Bhima? He's stronger than me. Nobody should be stronger than me. I want to kill him because if he's like this, then nobody will watch me. He's my cousin, but there's no substance for me. If he's gone, then I'm the top. Because after him, I'm only next. This is what Duryodhana is thinking. Oh, let me put him down. See the mentality. It's a cruel mentality. Why only he? Why not me? Oh, only he should have Tesla. I should also have Tesla. Only he should have this big home. No, no, I should also have this big home. This mentality will not help us to understand the science. This mentality will pull us down. This is how the material nature will work. Very powerful. Daivi heshu guna mein mamamaya duratta. Very, very powerful. The material nature will work this way, stating that, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Oh, your children, you're this, that. Oh, I have this is the reason. Oh, this is why I'm not taking Krishna consciousness because somehow I'm so much attached to this world. These are all the shackles. We don't see the shackles of trigunas, but we are bounded. Those shackles are there, dear devotees. Please don't understand. Please don't think that we are away from it. We are actually in it. We are actually in modes of material nature. That's why we cannot even think about the other person. Forget about other person. We can't even think about ourselves because we are bounded through the material nature. Very, very important. So we should check. We should see. That is what Prabhupada is concluding here. He writes, therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. Because he's concluding what Arjuna wanted to confirm. Because Arjuna didn't want to kill those people. Because if the elderly people are gone, then the entire family dynasty, that means nobody will tell what is the essence of the scriptures. Because that's what they used to learn through the family. And then he says, Arjuna, he says, no, no, how can I do that? How can I kill these people? These are all valid reasons, dear devotees. But still, his heart is not satisfied, even though he's thinking about others. Very important. If Arjuna's heart is not satisfied, how can our heart be satisfied? That's why the only solution is to take the process. There is no other workaround for us. Completely depend on that and then move forward. Hare Krishna. I'd like to conclude here. Anyone has any questions? Would like to add anything? Would like to share? There is a lot to understand through the heart of Arjuna, how he expressed himself. It shows how he's thinking about others. It shows why he doesn't want to fight. These are all valid, logical reasons from the scriptures. Krishna is not satisfied with that. That is why he gives, because he wants to teach Arjuna very nicely. If he's receptive again, which he becomes Arjuna is very receptive and then is taking shelter of the Lord, is taking shelter of Krishna as a spiritual master. And then he says, I do not have anything else other than you. You are the only shelter for me. He doesn't have any alternative things. That's important. For example, we have so many alternative things. Let's say you're applying for a job. You apply for the job, and then after that, you apply for another company. Alternate. We have alternate solutions. If this didn't work out, there's something else will work out. We choose. But for Arjuna, there's no alternative for him. He's completely in that only. Why? If Krishna doesn't tell them, if Krishna is not fulfilling his heart, then Arjuna has nowhere else to go. That means he's fully dependent on what Lord wants to teach him. That is a sign and indication. Fully means fully. It's a beautiful thing. It's fully dependent. This we should underline in our consciousness. Am I fully dependent? Am I aspiring for that? This we need to check again and again, again and again. Hare Krishna. Okay, if nobody has questions, I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Padam Pranam to you.
Hare
Shubh
Krishna, Rukmini Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please
Maharaj.
tell. Nice seeing you after many days.
Yeah, I missed a couple of your classes because we have our Orlando Bhagavatam
Right.
meeting in the morning. So I'm split up between here and there. So, but today I joined because we have a home program. So devotees are generally not
Nice.
conducting today. We are always busy in something. So, Prabhuji, like very wonderful class, very nice realizations, and how you gave an example of those children who are, they don't know what they're doing because their consciousness is what really matters that you're trying to convey, right? So, in a way, we when we understand this episode of Arjuna, uh, like the way Krishna says, "War to hoga hi," right? And similarly, like because the Duryodhana and all about Dhritarashtra were being very unfair, right? So the point is that, like, we can see a similarity between Duryodhana and Krishna, because Krishna is adamant war will happen because they're not doing just, and Duryodhana is adamant that I want the thing. But Arjuna is on a totally different platform. He's like a devotee, getting emotional, and all these things are happening. So I'm looking at the three aspects, different aspects, including Krishna also in it. So basically, it's only because of Krishna's will that everything happened. Because at this point, Arjuna is trying his level best that his mind is convincing him of accepting all these emotions. So is it right to think like this? That the war basically happened because of Krishna and Duryodhana?
Actually, everything in our life, not just that, anything, anything which is happening in our life, it is actually driven through the Lord. That means Lord personally might not manifest. It is driven through His energy, through the material nature. Everything is driven through that. Now, Now Duryodhana, his desire is what? His desire is to get the kingdom. No matter what, he wants that. Just like Takshak, his desire is to what? To show enmity towards Pandavas, because he had that desire since Pandavas are there to show enmity, and then somehow through the curse of Parikshit Maharaj, he gets an opportunity to show the enmity. Now the Lord is so merciful; he has to fulfill that desire also. So through his causeless mercy, because he wanted to bring out Takshak from that situation. Because that was his desire. Just like Duryodhana's desire is what? Duryodhana's desire is to get that kingdom. And on the other side, what is the Lord desire? Lord desire is to give that kingdom to Pandavas. So here also the situation, Parikshit Maharaj, his desire is what? He understood that he has to leave the body. And then Lord arranged, he sends Sukadeva Goswami, exalted Vaishnavacharya, a spiritual master. So through him, he goes back home, back to Godhead. So likewise here, through Duryodhana, the glories of Arjuna are coming out. Because if those things are not like that, if that situation is not being kept to Arjuna in Arjuna's life in that way, then these things wouldn't have manifested. For example, the moment Duryodhana after seeing and the Kauravas after seeing that Krishna's universal form, they would have submitted everything. Oh, you are great, you are supreme personality of Godhead. Let me just submit because that is what you desire, and then we would just accept it. But they did not do that. If they would have done that, then the glories of Arjuna, the his pure devotee wouldn't have been manifested. And then also the other thing is Lord has a reason for that. He has to annihilate the demon and then establish the truth. For that is for that this war is required. Because he wants Pandavas to be in that state. So to your point, is it both Krishna and Duryodhana means? Yes. Duryodhana is also there, like Anu. But Lord's is Vibhu. Just like the conditioned souls in this world, it is their desire also to have this. For example, if a person wants to have a big home, that is his desire. So Krishna will fulfill that. If it is there in his prarabdha, it will fulfill. The material nature will feel, oh, okay, you can take this. He can actually stay in that. So that's always there. As Anu, every jiva has an opportunity to reflect himself because he's been given that free will. Just like Duryodhana has been given free will, we are also given that free will. So how do we see both? We see both in this way. Duryodhana is Anu, and then the Lord is Vibhu. Is the ultimate source of everyone. And this is a person who wants to have this. Through that desire, he's moving forward. Through that desire only, he brought everyone towards him. That was the whole point. He brought everyone. Whomever is there, he brought everyone. He even brought Narayana Sainya. He asked the Lord, what do you want? You want me or the Narayana Sainya? He said, if you are, and Lord said, I will not fight. If you're not fighting, why you are for me? I don't need you. See, his desires are all on that. Somehow, through hook or crook, he should get that kingdom. But that is Anu. But still, that Anu, Lord doesn't want to give that. So he orchestrates the other way. First, he tried seeing that whether he would hear or not. He did not. And what is the other option? He will come through the other way and divorce him. and gives that kingdom to him, back to Arjuna. So the Lord is always there. That's a beautiful lesson in our life also. If we are hankering for something in our life, and then if the Lord is not giving us, we should understand this is not there for me. This is not for me. And then we should move forward. For example, if you are aspiring for something material, the Lord is not giving, we shouldn't aspire for that. Actually, devotees do not aspire for that, just in case. If somebody is aspiring for that, one shouldn't. But pure devotee will never aspire for that. But their aspiration is only one thing. Is this truth going to my heart? Is this truth going to others' heart? That's what you'll see. That is his understanding. No other understanding their devotees. क्या है दुर्योधन का? It's a simple thing. What is he? He is like a child. When the Lord would see him, he's like a child. Why is he hankering so much for that kingdom? But for him, that is too much. That is a lot. Just like a child who plays with a small video game. When the father would come and say, "Oh, what is this? What is this? You're playing with this." But for that child, that's too much. That's everything for him. That was for Duryodhana. That's everything for him. But for Krishna, it's not that. That's why he comes through the other way. And then through the other way, he devours everything. He removes everything. Hare Krishna. Amma Rupini Mataji, is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, like one more thing you mentioned is that it's very important that a devotee should see that he or she has association, right? So, we are set, like I'm in Orlando, Florida, south of USA. And of course, we have devotees, we have temple, we have like two, three temples here. And then we have association, services, everything. But what happens is that when we travel to India, things are not the same because like we go there to the temple as a guest. There's no association like that. I mean, we can of course attend classes, but we hear kirtan, take prasadam, and that too on Sunday, because we are not uh, like we say, Krishna conscious, very personally connected. So we are not able to personally connect, but at the same time, we have to go there because, our parents are there here with us. They have to go there. They have the home there. We have to open the home. And we have to do all these duties towards our parents and other people as they're getting older. So sometimes we don't want to go there because we know that we will really miss virtual and physical association like we so easily get here in USA. I mean, thank you to Srila Prabhupada that he came, I think the day this is just my realization, the day his footsteps, stepped on the Boston Harbor, that was a day where, so much miracle happened that today we all are here in Krishna consciousness. That pure soul, just by stepping on the shores of USA, somehow or the other we had the sukruti, and we got Krishna consciousness. So we're very very in a sense thankful to USA for one thing. There's nothing to be thankful to being in USA for one thing, that our Krishna consciousness came to us here. We received it, but who gave it? Srila Prabhupada gave it. So, but it's a little different situation when we go to India. And I feel like when you mentioned in the class that we should not go and we should avoid, we should see. But, again and again, at least for myself, I've been, after I got my paperwork, my green card, after 2019, I've been traveling, off and on since 25 also, 24. So, how do we understand this then? How can we, uh, like, go there at the same time, uh, you know, feel that it should be similar to USA? I don't know whether I'm going to, sorry, my question is really long.
Actually, a devotee's consciousness is in such a way that uh, no matter where he's been kept, he will not see much difference. But as when we see the difference, obviously it's an indication. No, I mean, we have some connection or attachment to our place, which is good, from a spiritual perspective. But but when we understand, these situations will not be always like that. So we should adjust to our situations and circumstances. And then according to time, place, and circumstances, we have to take care of our duties also, right? That's our responsibility. You're talking about your mother, where she is here and you're helping her out. That's our responsibility. So when we do those responsibilities also for the pleasure of the Lord, then we will not see much missing. For example, we might have some certain services which we might not be doing it. But when we go further, when we deepen our Krishna consciousness, then we will be happy in whatever situation we've been kept. So slowly but steadily, we should aspire for that consciousness, because because at every moment we have a choice, and then that choices, if those choices are driven completely for the pleasure of Guru and for the pleasure of Krishna, then then definitely no matter where they keep, it's as part of service. Because if you see the life of Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he's in India, sometimes he's in US, sometimes he's somewhere else, sometimes he's traveling always. So what are they carrying? They're carrying the instructions of their spiritual master. No matter where they are, they're actually doing it. So this we need to aspire. When we do this, so generally when we do not do this, then we see the difference from place to place. But when we really practice the science, then no matter we are in Orlando or in India, we will continue doing that. So that doesn't is this is not like that, that only when I go to the temple, only when I do that, then I'm gonna relish. No. Even if you're at home, sthane siddhigata, you can actually please the Lord through our actions. The action might be different, the service might be different, but the intent is the same. For example, you can chop vegetables. If the intention is to please Krishna, if the intention is to please our spiritual master, then even chopping of the vegetables, you'll be like doing arti at the temple. There's no difference. So, or taking care of the mother, if the intention is right, if the intention is correct, then you're actually doing another service in the temple also. There's no difference. So that intent and content, when that is being taken care, then then we will not see the difference. Which is what we need to aspire. I remember my spiritual master telling on these lines, when you clean the home, that is none different than cleaning the temple when the intent is same. Now today I'm cleaning my home. Tomorrow I'll clean the temple. That's my service at the temple. So today's cleaning at the home, tomorrow's cleaning at the temple. If our consciousness is right at both the places, then we are good. Then what are we doing? We are trying to please the Lord in both the situations and scenarios. Now, I cannot say that, oh, today I cannot go to the temple. That means I'm not a devotee. What am I doing at home? I'm kind of, doing these chores which I don't want to do. But that's not the intent, right? The intent is Lord has kept me in that situation. Oh, let me use our situation to please the Lord. Today is the day we can please the Lord or we can displease Him. We can please our spiritual master or we can displease Him. But today I'm here. Tomorrow it might be somewhere else. So in both the situations, my whole intent is what? To please them. That is my intent. And that can be done. Even if you are in India, you can do that. You might not do your services at the temple, but you can do something else which is pleasing them. That can be done. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna to you. Thank you, and thank you so much for your association. Hare Krishna. Very
Hare,
encouraging.
thank you, Amma. Hare Krishna. All right. Well,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a very quick question. Thank you so much
Hare
for this
Krishna.
beautiful class. So, when you said that you should have the same consciousness, if you have the same consciousness in cleaning the house and the temple, so when you say that, what can you elaborate on the same consciousness, Prabhuji? Thank you.
Same consciousness is to please the Lord. No matter what I'm doing, I should please the Lord. That means uh, how the Lord is pleased. Uh, that is a point of discussion, right? Here in this sloka, Arjuna is giving reasons and logics. Through that reasons and logics, there's no he's not thinking whether Krishna will be happy in the situation or not. He's not getting that. That intent is not there. But when we do, thinking that if the moment I clean this, the Lord will be happy. The moment I do my chores properly, the Lord will be happy. The moment I offer Him the bhoga, the Lord will be happy. These are the things which we do. And then the same thing can be done at the temple also. What do we do at the temple? We do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. So likewise at the home is also the temple. So we do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. That's so maintaining the same consciousness at both the places.
So
We are actually doing.
basically, Prabhuji, you're saying that thinking of the Lord and doing the best you can to please the Lord mentally, everything is mental.
Correct. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. Mamanusmara yujjacha. You think about me and do it. That means at the fight also Krishna is telling to Arjuna that you should think about me. Fight is a life and death situation. Our home, staying at home and cleaning the home or mopping the home is not life and death situation. So that means Krishna is giving more advantage to us. We are actually on an advantageous state. That means there's no problems or difficulties. It's you should remember the Lord. You should remember the acharyas. That means when we do this, in difficulties also we do that. Now that is the whole point. Continuously when we begin remembering about them, even in calamities or difficulties, we remember them. That's the intent. And then the moment you remember the Lord, we are with the Lord. The moment we remember our acharyas, our spiritual master, we are with them. Our spiritual master might be there in India. But when we think about them from here, we are there with them. We are there with him.
Actually, Prabhuji, this is so. I like. It's very the way we say in spiritual life is that the minute you think you're with them. I mean, it seems very easy, and you
It
know,
is easy also. We complicate ourselves. It is
yeah.
not difficult. I'm telling you, it is not difficult. It is easy. We put so many other things in that. Khichdi banayenge hum.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The moment we do khichdi, then it becomes complex. But it is easy. It is very easy. Why Krishna will give difficult things to us? It's easy only.
Mm.
If a devotee is simple, everything is simple for him. Just like a child, he would hear, "Oh, if I bring this thing to my mother, then she'll be happy." Mother says, "Yes, bring that. I'll be happy." And he immediately goes and brings. That's it. He's not thinking.
Yeah.
He's not thinking, whether my mother will be really happy or she's like superficial. He has nothing of that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So thinking of the Lord is good enough for everything that in every action. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
You chant and be happy. That's what he said. That's why whoever becomes simple, their devotion will become great. Should become simple. Arjuna, after speaking all those complex things, he says, "My dear Krishna, whatever you say, I'll do it." He's drained off. He says, Krishna, I cannot do anything now. And then whatever Krishna says, he did. Very happy doing that. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Let us all offer our humble obeisances unto all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desires who can fulfill the desires of everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. With Jaga,
Jai.
Jai, Jai,
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
गोविंद दास प्रभु की जय
Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Hari bol.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari
bol.
Bol.
Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare
जय
Jai. श्यामा रस का माता जी की जय,
Jai.
Mata ji ki jai.
रुक्मिणी देवी माता जी की also जय.